Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Torio, and you are watching Collecting Classic Cassettes. This is where I go through my collection of classic hip-hop and R&B cassettes, and I go over them a little bit, give some history about them, and things like that. Now, this week, we are doing Boogie Down Productions' Criminal Minded. Now, Boogie Down Productions is a classic hip-hop group consisting of KRS-One, DJ Scott LaRock, and DJ D Nice. Now, Criminal Minded is their debut album, and it was released on March 3rd, 1987 on B-Boy Records. It's considered a highly influential hip-hop album at that time, and even now. It's always included on lists of like the most influential albums and things like that. And the album was produced by DJ Scott LaRock and KRS-One. The album hit number 73 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums, and it was eventually certified gold. Now, like I said, it was originally released on B-Boy Records, but the group ended up having a falling out with the record label over unpaid royalties, or they were slowly paying them their royalties, and they just didn't like it. They then tried to get a deal at Warner Brothers, because Ice-T introduced them to the Warner Brothers label to try to get them a deal. But before the deal was really supposed to happen, DJ Scott LaRock was sadly killed. He was shot, and that was an unfortunate event. So once that happened, Warner Brothers took back their deal and they really didn't want anything to do with them. So KRS-One ended up taking the group to Jive RCA, where he stayed for many, many years. And he even did a lot of solo projects as KRS-One on that label. Now, the main lead single from the album was the South Bronx. And this was a diss track aimed at MC Shan over his song, The Bridge. So The Bridge started this feud with BDP because MC Shan's crew, the Juice Crew, was saying that the birthplace of hip-hop was Queensbridge, and KRS-One and BDP were saying it's the Bronx. So that went on for many years. Eventually they made a truce, and they even made an album together like in 2000-something, which actually turned out really nice. Now, I think this single was only put out on 12-inch, because I've never seen a cassette for it ever, but that's just kind of how it was back then. They do the 12-inch and mainly sent them to DJs, and you could buy them as 12-inch as well. So that's how that went. Now, when I first heard of this album, I thought it was incredible. The first song I heard was Criminal Minded, and I absolutely really love that song. Now, there were so many hits on this cassette. A lot of times I could just put it on and not even skip any of the songs. Poetry, South Bronx, 9mm Goes Bang, all that good stuff. Super Ho was incredible. It's just a really nicely put together, well-polished album. Even the album cover with both of them on the cover with their guns, that was different for then, because a lot of people weren't venturing into that criminal type look or whatever. Not that they were totally like gangster or anything, but it was just a little different because a lot of party rap was still going on back then. So when KRS came out with his album, he was rhyming differently as well. And this album really influenced how people rapped after this album. I mean, there was other artists doing it too, but this was a really highly influential one. So let me know. Did you have this album? Did you have it on cassette back then? What are your favorite songs? Leave a comment so I will know that as well. Now, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next video.